Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. It's Kim here, and today is an episode of Thrifty Canucks. Some goodies that I've found in my travels, whether I was thrifting or antiquing or garage sailing. I did do a lot of thrifting and antiquing with Thelma when Thelma was here. We went everywhere, and coming back each night, I would put all the stuff in a pile, and it just got piled up because I didn't have time to work on it. So I sort of left the bags semi the way they were, although some things did get taken from one bag to the other, just because, I don't know, looking at things and moving things around. But I don't remember everywhere where I purchased stuff, but most of the prices are on it, or I can sort of tell you what the prices were. But if I don't know the price of what I paid for it, it probably wasn't much anyway. So I will get started shortly. Each week I normally do a Thrifty Gifty draw, and I haven't done a Thrifty Canucks video since the end of April. Wow, that's a long time. No wonder I have so many bags of stuff here. So I'd have to go back to the end of April to the last episode and go through the comments there and get a winner through the YouTube picker. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait until I do several of these videos, only because I'm going to try and do them all today and just space them out for the month of June. So what I'll probably end up doing is at the end or on a separate video after, I will have a Thrifty Gifty draw for each week, for each video that I've done, going back to the original last one in April, which I think was around April 23rd or 30th or something like that. So I will go back to the last one and draw the winner from there, and then I will base it on the comments for each one through the month of June. And then at the end of June, send all of the Thrifty Gifties at one time. If you are waiting for a Thrifty Gifty or any of my other draws or any other mail or any website purchases, only one of you is waiting for website purchases, I think, and you are fine, so I don't have to worry about you. But anybody else is waiting for an envelope or a package from me, I am sending it all on Monday. Today is the 3rd, Saturday, 4th, Sunday, 5th, Monday, June the 5th. You will get a message in your mailbox. If you're waiting for something from me, you will get it, including those of you that are international. I've got one from Ireland and one from UK, I think. I have just been so far behind, but everything is going out on Monday. As soon as this video stops, that's the next thing I'm doing, is getting all my mail closed off and ready to go for Monday morning. So you will get a message from me shortly between now and Monday, showing that your package has been sent. So if you don't get a message by Monday, then you know that somehow something's gone awry. So don't hesitate to message me if you were expecting a package from one of my draws. So having said that, all of the Thrifty Gifty draws will be done at the end of June, only because it's just a way for me to get all of these bags off the floor in my studio, because I really feel like I'm hopping over things constantly. And so I want to get everything done in between today and tomorrow. So they'll be pre-scheduled. Caroline, I'm taking your advice on this one. I'm pre-doing my videos. So let's get started. So when I was thrifting with Thelma, we had so much fun because we have totally different tastes, but we do merge once in a while and share the same interest on a few things. But colors are different. Fabric choices are different. Price ranges are different for some things. So we really didn't clash. The occasional thing we're kind of like, And in that case, most of the time we either shared it or one of us gave it up for the other. So it all worked out in the end. I love thrifting with you, Thelma. It is just way too much fun. And, I can't wait till you come back. I miss you already. I go into the thrift stores and I feel like my right arm is missing. So please come back soon. Please come back soon. So let's get started. We were at the flea market in St. John, and if you haven't been, it's called Rhoda's Flea Market. Now, it will run, I think, for the rest of this month. It's Sunday mornings. You have to be there bright and early at 9 a.m. because that's when it opens. And they have great stuff, but you have to get there fast because everything is done by 1 o'clock. And I think by 9 o'clock, the good stuff is gone. So you really have to get there fast. So I bought this necklace, and the gal that I buy this jewelry from, she sells all her jewelry. Everything is $1, but she just has this heaping pile of stuff, and you have to literally dig through her boxes to find what you want. So I got this necklace from her. It looks like it's like 2 kind of panels. I don't know how to, but it's all these little leaves. Some of them are bright pink. On both sides, and some of them are gold. Now, I will probably harvest those individually to use in projects, where I would maybe put 3 together on a bulb pin or something, or incorporate some beads in them. So they make a lot of fun charms, and because they're sort of a feather leaf shape, I thought they would look nice in my boho journals. Also, I love all the extra chain on this to harvest, so lots of fun elements in here that I can use. I could even use it, because it's like 2 pieces, sort of. I could even use it as just a flowing piece on a journal cover or on one of my handbags or something. So there are options for that as well. Another piece that I paid $1 for is this... they're kind of a really dark brown. I don't know if you can see that. They may come out looking black a little bit in the picture, but they are brown. Does that show brown? And what I liked about these is they are glass. So again, for $1, lots of mileage here. I mean, really, all I have to do is restring that onto an eye pin or a head pin. And that's an instant dangle. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 14, 16, 17, 18 dangles for $1. And some head pins and a few minutes of my time. So lots of fun. I know a few of you have been asking about doing a jewelry video again, where I harvest the different pieces. It's on the back burner, so it may be sometime this year. We'll see. But yeah, that's something I will repeat again because you guys keep asking for it. So I will do another one again. So then I got these brooches, and Thelma got a huge collection. She picked through them first. I was busy looking at the necklaces. And so I got this round medallion. What's nice about this is because of all the little holes in it, the possibilities of dangling different things from it and hooking things onto it are great. So I'll probably use it as an element that I pin on that can be removed, but also have a few things hanging. Like a tassel would be nice to hang from here. A French poodle, for if I was ever to do a French journal. And if you watched my video yesterday, I mentioned that I took my market booths apart in Sussex, and no regrets at all. And I did have this Paris tablecloth, and I hesitated to take it to the market in the first place, but it came home. So I'm thinking maybe it's time to do a Paris journal, and I may cut up the fabric because it's quite a large tablecloth. So I might cut it up into pieces that I can sell in my coffee shop or in my website. And so stay tuned for that. That'll be something that'll be coming up. So I thought, yeah, the French poodle would be fun for a French journal. A hummingbird. This is also a brooch pin, and it's made out of pewter. You can't go wrong with a hummingbird. There's so many garden books or bird books or any kind of mixed vintage collage you can use this on. So lots of opportunities there. And isn't this striking? And I will share more of something with this coming up, because when I saw this, I went, ooh, I know where that's going. So these were all $1 each. And then Thelma missed this one. Yeah, I know she was looking. I asked her if she wanted it, but she said no. And it is all Swarovski crystals. It was $1. $1. And I don't know if you can see the multitude of colors in here, but but there's lots of beads, and I mean, it's a bracelet, but all I'm going to do is take it apart and use it in my bead dangles and stuff like that. So gorgeous, gorgeous colors that I will enjoy using. And then this is a little bit more modern, but it was blingy and pink, and and all the stones are there. And I thought these are nice little individual elements that can be used for spot elements or clusters or flowers. And so lots of fun pieces. And again, $1, plus I get to harvest the chain for dangles and things. I love this brooch. Very, ethnic Asian style to it. I don't know what nationality, but I just thought it was very interesting. It's very vintage. Again, $1. And then there was this one. Now, this was another vendor, and I think they were $2 each, or maybe they were $1 each, Thelma. Yeah, they were $1 because she didn't have $1. She only had a 20, and I had a toonie. So I said, well, I'll buy one too. And she bought a different brooch. I don't know what it was, but I just bought these scissors because I thought it would look nice in a little sewing journal thing or something. So that's what I bought this for. And then I don't remember where this one came from. It must have been at the flea market because it's in the same bag as everything from the flea market. So it must be from there. I can't think, but I bought one of these before, and it's a punch, and it just makes a rectangular punch. I bought one before, and I just think there's lots of possibilities for using it with, yeah, of course I don't have a piece. Can you believe I don't have a piece of paper handy? That's pathetic, Kim. Okay, I've got some scrapbook paper here, right here. It's just a rectangular punch. And the only thing I don't like is it doesn't go very far into the page. I wish it would have gone a little bit further, but it does go about maybe about a 1/4 of an inch into the page. Makes a nice clean cut. Great if you're cutting out little elements to use in a journal or for clusters. Like, I love how it cuts out, but I really wanted it for the whole. And I have bought one of these before, but if you can imagine, I would just take a piece of scrapbook paper and fold this over, and now I can make like a little windowed piece. So if I were to make it into a little windowed envelope, it's a little harder to do because you only have that little strip to glue onto, but it's still doable, certainly. Or I would glue it onto another piece of paper to extend it. Does that make sense? Let's just cut this off and I'll show you what I mean. So I would trim it down to create my window separately by adding some acetate or plastic of any kind. And then I would glue it onto a page so that I have control of how wide or how narrow the page is by gluing it on the 4 sides or on the 3 sides so that I can put something in the window. And then, you know, I could use paper that's longer so that I can make a little thumb tab and all kinds of things in there as well. So it does have some possibilities. That's the only thing I don't like, is that it's so close to the edge. And I realize that it's close to the edge because it was meant for cutting out what's inside, not to keep the hole. But I like it more for the hole. Although these things I will get used very nicely as well. So I have a second one of these now. So if you ever come over to play, we can both have one to work with. And why do I have to have a second one? Well, I think, you know, knowing me, this was probably 50 cents or $1. It's not much money that I spend on this kind of stuff. So I had to buy it. And this is a very nice working punch. So I've got a few gal pals that when they come to visit, maybe one of them will take one home with them. I'm not sure. But I really like it. The next fun thing out of this, at the flea market, was the same gal that sells this jewelry had a big stack of these. Now I can't remember. Did I pay? I might have paid $5 for them. Thelma took a handful, but they held hairnets at one time. Just a lovely envelope, and here it says French style hairnet. So again, this, I see the possibilities of a French journal coming along. Love the back side here with the nylons on it. The hairnets are gone, or maybe they disintegrated, or maybe somebody used them all, but I have all of these envelopes, and there's got to be a good 30 or 40 here. And Thelma took a handful of them as well. So yeah, lots of possibilities to put these into journals. There were a couple in this dark brown, but that's the only difference, is that the color is a different color. Otherwise, exactly the same. So this goes into my fun stash. And then this was 50 cents. It's a bag of these little rolled roses. Not the greatest container that they're in, because both sides are evenly spread out, but they're just the flat little rolled rose in white. Great to add, as a center in a handmade flower, like if you were making flowers, and very easy to color dye them with your alcohol inks or a little bit of coffee stain, just dipping them in the coffee. So I just add this into my stash and use it as I need it, and in whatever colors that I want. Usually, if I'm going to do these or play with these, I have a bucket that I keep my white lace and fabric pieces and scrap white papers, and so I will take a handful of these and throw it into that box, and the next time I'm doing some dyeing or some coffee staining, then it will get done at the same time, and then I'll just keep it in a separate little container. But this will go into one of my jars of flowers. I have several jars of these kinds of flowers in different colors, so it'll just go into my collection to use, but part of it will go into the dyeing bucket. So then I bought some different greeting cards. Now, I think these we got at Value Village, I think. Yeah, I think they were in packages. I'm not 100%. Thelma took a few of them home to use for her projects, because we shared a lot of things that we both liked. And it's just a very plain floral card, blank inside. There must have come with at least a dozen, 15 cards and envelopes, pink envelopes. So this is just something to add to my collection. I love the acetate box. Can never have enough of these, because these are great for holding small ephemera and, giving you the visual. Well, I have some new shelves that my husband's going to be putting up this, he said, when it's a rainy day. So it's raining all week, Tom. So he's going to be putting up some shelves for me, and I will be displaying all of my fussy cut ephemera. And so I'll be sure to take a picture to show you. And I do use these boxes for that. And in a case like this, where the box has a lid and doesn't have the acetate, then I will collage on this box to make it represent something that's inside of it. Because I do take all of the cards out, and I have a spot for all of the cards, but this will represent something, and it's pretty as it is, isn't it? So it could be used for words. I could glue different words on top of here, and use it just for fussy cut words that I've cut out of different magazines or books. So it will get somehow used and displayed on my new ephemera wall that I'm going to have. I'm pretty excited about that. So that's coming soon. Anyway, to show you what these cards look like, they were two different designs. The envelopes are quite nice and very decorative. Nothing to do there, just use them. And then they say blessed. And then on the inside, it's very nicely decorative. So there's really nothing to do with this card. Oh, it looks like the Lang is who they come from. So one says blessed and the other one says love. So again, another pretty card that can be added into a journal so easily. Look at that. It's just ready to go. There's the writing on the back. I would probably just cover up with some scrappies so that it's not so commercial looking and newer looking. I think this looks distressed enough to make it look nice in my journal. So yeah, I love these. So I think Thelma took a few of these too. And this was just a random card in one of the boxes. I think there was 2 of them. Thelma may have taken one herself. Not sure. But one way or another, it's there in the pile. Okay, well, I'll do that after, since those are going in 2 different places anyway. The fun thing about doing these videos, as soon as I wait for it to start uploading, is that's when I put all this stuff away. So this was a random bag for $1, and I loved it. Again, I think Thelma got a couple pieces of this. They are lace pieces, probably to be used for like a wedding dress or something. There are a handful of sequins on there. I don't know if you can see that in the image or not. But yeah, there's a few bigger pieces and then a couple of small ones. And I will even cut this down further, depending on what I'm going to use it for. And it could easily be stained or color dyed with alcohol inks. There's a couple of really long ones here, although I don't imagine that I would use it as a full length. But easy enough to cut in between the leaves to create 2 pieces, or, you know, as many as 5 or 6 pieces if I want. For $1, what a great find, isn't it? Really nice little collection. So love that. So I will stick that with all my other appliques. And then, I don't know who liked this more, me, Thelma, or my cat, Lulu. I brought this home and she just loved it. It is, I think it's a hooded poncho, but it's made out of this really soft faux fur. It's, you know, it's just a polyester of some sort, or, you know, it's mixed fibers. But I use it as a faux fur, so I will open all of this up and put it out flat and cut it up in pieces as I need it. I did a white dream catcher. I don't know if some of you caught that on Instagram. I posted the pictures there. And I just cut up some strips of faux fur to look like real fur in the dream catcher, but it's fake stuff. One day maybe I could do some kind of video on that. I'm not sure. But Lulu, when she saw this, or when I laid it down and she walked on it, she was just, you know, making bread and just playing in it, and she loved it. So I might have to make her a flat little pillow that would sit on the bed that she can lay on, because she just gravitated to this right away. But yeah, love it. And this was, I think, at our local Frenchies. Didn't pay a lot for it, maybe $5 or $6. I'm not sure. The product name is Kensie. It's not a, you know, it's not a real brand name thing, but just a nice piece of fabric to work with. So there was that. And then I bought this at Value Village. It's a, you know, dustpan. It didn't come with the broom. But I just liked it. You know, it's brass. It was $2.99, but I would have got my 30% off on it. So it's $2.10. And I just liked it. I thought, you know, I can use this in here for sweeping up some crumbs. And if not, it just would look nice hanging in my studio. So just a cool piece. You know, who knows? One day it might end up in my garage sale. I don't know. But I just really liked it. And then, oh, this was at Frenchies. This is one Thelma made me buy, but I will definitely use it. I don't normally buy black, only because I find black such a hard color to work with for making journals, in that, you know, any little dust or a glue strand or pet hair shows up so fast on these things, and you're constantly having to clean them if you put them on display anywhere. So I don't normally work in black. I might have a little bit, you know, for a color pop or something, or as a backdrop, but very seldom do I make a black journal. But this dress was very inexpensive. I got it at Frenchies, and it came with all this beautiful beadwork and sequin work on it. Not sure how well this will take apart, but it's got a it's got an overlay at the top. Like this part here is sheer. And then as you go further down, it's satin and I'm trying to get to it here. So on the sides a little bit, there's this sheerness. So I can cut around that and just see how it works out to save the beads from falling off. Some of them I might have to cut, like this one I could probably just cut around the fabric quite easily. It doesn't look like it's joined there. I may have to go and just reinforce a couple beads first before I cut. But for the most part, I think I should be able to do that. So some of it is on sheer, which made me think that it was done separately. So I will have to examine this further. Maybe I can pull the whole thing off. No, it's sewn right through. So it was done after the dress was put together. I will have to examine it further as to how I can cut it up, but certainly some beautiful pieces in here to work with. Hopefully I can work with them as a whole. Like this one's not that large, so it would be easy to work as a whole piece, depending on how this comes off. And then some of them might be too big. I might have to trim them down and lose a few beads. Like I said, in the case of this rose here, I could see where I keep this leaf and the flower, but I may have to lose these long leaf flourishes at the ends here by just reinforcing these beads and then cutting it. Does that make sense? That's probably how I will do it, so that I'm only working with this smaller piece. And maybe even the leaf, making that a separate piece altogether and just cutting it, and then I can place it wherever I want, because it seems to jut out quite far from this floral, so it's kind of random all by itself. So there is some adjusting and figuring out to do, but because there was so much, like I can't even show you the whole dress. And I do have plans, believe it or not, I have plans for all of this black fabric. Thelma, in my last video, I mentioned that Thelma left me lots of bits and pieces of some of the items she took home in the clothing. So there were a couple of other black things. And, you know, when I was going to sleep and had nothing better to do before I fell asleep, I dreamt out what I was going to do with it. So we'll share that with you in an upcoming video. So I will have a way to use up all of this excess black fabric. Underneath this dress is a very stretchy lining. It's not something I would use for my handbags because there's too much stretch and pull, and this kind of stuff snags very easy. You know, if you put your keys inside your purse, like if I used it as a lining, you could easily catch this, and it would leave little pull marks. So I think what this is going to become is either a base for snippets or a base for making some tassels. And so that, again, when I dissect the dress, I will work on that with you to show you. So that was a fun find. I think it was around $7 or $8 for that dress, believe it or not. And then this one I spent a little bit more on, but oh, it's a beauty. Got this at Frenchie's. Love my local Frenchie's. First of all, look at the color. Isn't this amazing? It's a very satiny, stretchy material, but would be fine with a felt underlay to create some journal covers. Look at the colors. Aren't they just beautiful? There's a wild floral print in there, very ocean looking. And then there's the bling. Like, look at the trim. First of all, there's a whole trim panel here that goes right around the entire dress. And then there's all these gems and stuff that are added on to the top. I'm not sure yet how I would use it. I may cut the fabric close to the beadwork here. I'll have to see how it comes apart. And then use this as one whole panel on a journal, or I may just cut out this strip and then figure out how to use these little pieces on the side. This top piece here, I know you can't really see it, but there are so many layers and it's doubled over that when I cut this, I am going to have a long unfolded strip, and plus it's double folded here and double folded here, so it goes on both sides, and that's attached to the dress on top of that. So these are going to be huge pieces when I take them apart, so I will share that with you as well. Something also inside, there's a really cool label, fabric label, that I will keep for other projects. I like them, and the fabric ones are always so interesting. It could easily go into a fashion journal where maybe you're doing some fashion images, and you want to have different labels. Like this one says evenings, Tony Bowles evenings. So it would be a fun little piece to use as an embellishment in a fashion journal. If you're into doing like the little black dress, or, kind of a prom gown journal, or something about somebody's prom, you could have a page of just beautiful labels from different dresses and stuff that you can add in. So always keep the labels. You never know when you come up with a great idea to use it. And this will look very nice on a snippet that you can add into your journal. Zippers get used. I haven't done one yet where I can show you how I use a zipper in a journal, but that's coming up when I dissect one of these garments. I will show you. The lining inside all the way down to the bottom is this emerald green color, and it's very striking. I could possibly use some of this. It's not as stretchy as the other one, so I could possibly use some of it. Oh no, yeah, it is. Here we go, another whole layer. Some of it as a lining, but again, it's one of those things that I would worry about it pulling a little bit. So there's a good chance this will get cut up for snippets and for doing fabric tassels. Another episode, another day. But yeah, love this dress, love the possibilities, and just love the colors. It just says ocean and tropical type of influence right there for me. So fun stuff. And then the last, oh no, it's not the last thing. I've got a few more things. I picked up this spool. I don't remember which. Yeah, I think this was at the flea market. It's just an interesting spool. It's got some thread on it. I don't know what kind of thread this is. It looks pretty strong. I probably could use it for bookbinding. So I think it'll just go in my stash. And it's just an interesting looking spool, which I have several of. So it'll just go in my stash, and I will display it and use it as I go along. But I love the color of the threads as well, and it seems very strong, so that's possibly. I think I paid $1. It came in a bag with a roll of Scotch tape and some little plastic kitchen gadget. I don't remember what it was, but the gadget went into my redonate box, and the Scotch tape is now in my office. So for $1, it was very random purchase, but I got it for this spool. It seems a little bit crooked, but that's okay too. I just find it very interesting. It says made in India here, so I don't know how old it is, what it's for. It could be a spinning top or just for threads. I'm not sure, but I like it. So then, going back to this lady that had the jewelry, and she had those envelopes. She had this beautiful cast iron trivet, and somebody had broke the trivet, and so I showed it to her that it was broken, and she right away grabbed it and threw it in the garbage, and I said, oh no, you can't do that. And she looked at me funny, and she just handed it to me, and she said, okay, well then you dispose of it. And I said, okay, I will. It's just a nice metal trivet. And, it could look nice holding my coffee cup, just, I don't know. I'm going to put, of course, something wonderful inside here, maybe some words of inspiration. I just liked it. I love the color, and I just thought it's just kind of one step up for being something a little bit fancy on my desk. So it could get propped up in the corner, and it could get sold in my next garage sale, depending on the mood of the day. So yeah, I just said, no, I'm saving it for now. I don't know what I'll do with it and when it'll get done, but I liked it. So stay tuned. I do plan to have a day or a couple of videos where I show you what I've made and or what I have to fix, you know, those three-legged stools I keep talking about. I still have quite a few of them to work with. So the next thing was I got these packages of playing cards. They came together, I think, in the package, and I was really intrigued when I saw this clown on here, and I thought, oh, I will be so excited if I open this up and it's all clowns, but it's not. So I think I only paid a couple of dollars for the two packages together. I think they were like $2.99, and then I got my discount. It was Value Village. I threw the packaging away because I was so excited to look at the cards. So they're just huge cards. I don't know if there's a... Oh yeah, there is a Joker. The Joker's quite nice. So I will put him aside if there's two of them. I can't remember. Yeah, there is. Yeah, there's a black one, black and white one as well. So I will put those aside, and the cover aside. I'll cut it down so that it's flat, and I will keep these for you know, doing some type of a circus, or I do have a huge box of stuff for doing a circus journal. I just haven't got to that one yet. What I do like about these cards is there is a bit of a sheen on the playing card side, but on this side it's flat. So things will glue down very easily or sew very easily. It's a little bit large for a journal card. It's 5 inches by 5 by 7. It's still doable, you know, to fit in. It might be one of those things that you tuck into a belly band. So there are some possibilities. What would be nice is to maybe cover one side and use it as a journal card, and then maybe do a fabric flip over top, or a couple of fabric flips, and just create something fun that's decorative and, you know, with a little bit of function on the back. So there's lots of them, and this came with it. I'm sure you've all seen these before. There's nothing fancy about them. They're shiny, they're plastic coated. I do like the Jokers. I try to keep the Jokers in these cards for my upcoming journal ideas. Oh, look, there's a colored one and a black and white one again. So these will go into a separate pile and get used. I don't normally keep the card boxes, but this one is in pretty good condition, so it will get stored as well for something to do something with it. Most likely, if anything, it'll be like a little mini journal. You know, I would cut papers down to that size, open this up, and probably just have one little signature in here. So it'll be a mini journal that goes inside of a journal. So that's what I'll probably use those for. This one, I will cut the bottom and top off because it's a little raggedy. But, you know, I may keep it together like this so that there is the possibility that I can use this for a journal cover as well. So we will see. But that's kind of the plan, is to at least keep the pictures if nothing else. But if I do flatten it so that it could be a journal, that's a possibility. So then, of course, you know, I always have to have a grand finale, right? And so I laugh when I find these, and I'm still finding them. And this is book number 7. 7. Yes, that's this color guide to annuals and perennials. Keep your eye out for it. It's a very tall book at about 12 inches. And it always stands out in the crowd, and it says color guide on it on the side. So if you're walking through the garden section, look for a hunter green book that says color guide, and you will find one. Eventually you will find one. Now this was $6 at Value Village, but 6 times 7 is, so I paid what? $4.20 for it. It is well worth it. You've seen me show these before. When you open it up, there are over 200 of these little floral cards for mixing and matching. And so these become perfect. They're perfect size for making tags, and they just look so lovely in a journal. And you can enhance them further by adding some butterflies and some birds and some labels. You know, the standard words, I say butterfly, bird, and a label, and, you know, a little piece of lace or ribbon, and you've got an instant tag. The only thing is there is writing on the back side of them, so you do have to cover it with another paper, a scratch paper that people can use to write on. But that's my finale of the day, and I love these books. I've actually gone through 3 of them now in gifting them away and selling them online, because I do sell these in my websites. So you can check them out and find them if you can't find a book nearby. I do sell them pretty inexpensive. So that's it for today's Thrifty haul. I hope you enjoyed it. And now I get to put all this stuff away and prepare for my next one, which will come up next week sometime. I'm going to stockpile these Thrifty Canucks videos until I get done. And like I said, there will not be a draw on this one. It'll all happen towards the end, maybe the first one of July. Say I will draw all the names for June, because by then I should be caught up with all my baggies of stuff. So thank you very much for watching. I hope I gave you some creative inspiration and that you can go out and do some thrifting and find some fun things. I will give you a glimpse into next week when I set up my garage sale, so you can drool a little bit of the stuff that I'm selling. And believe it or not, I have 2 people that I've recently met through New Brunswick, Jennifer Dirtle and Deborah Ibrahim. I haven't quite got it yet, Deborah. Forgive me. But they might be coming to my garage sale next week, so that should be fun. But I will give you a sneak peek preview of what's going up for sale in there, so you can drool a little bit. It's mostly the stuff from my market, and there will be a few things from home. I haven't started digging too far yet. I'm just going to concentrate on that for now. But I plan to have a couple of yard sales this summer, so you'll get to see more. So thank you so much for watching. I wish you all a very creative week and creative weekend, and I look forward to seeing all of you soon. Bye for now.